5 chilling ghost videos you'll never forget. Toying around. The following clip made the rounds on the internet a couple of years ago for something that originally went unnoticed by the original recorder. While watching sports one evening, a couple of young men start hearing odd noises coming from another room of the house. They grab a phone and recorded this.
Yeah, I hear that very loudly. That's loud. Yeah, that's very loud. Go ahead. Come. It's coming right now. Shh. What the heck? Dude, there's nothing. What is that coming out? There's nobody up here. There's literally nothing in here. And look how heavy this is. Yeah. There's nothing up here. What the crap? There's nothing in here either. Look. I can hear it when we got about halfway down the hallway. Yeah, it stopped.
If you haven't seen this video, you may not be aware of what you're looking at here. Zooming in and slowing the clip down, we can see some sort of toy move ever so slightly on its own. The original poster states that there wasn't any AC on, and he doesn't believe in ghosts, but he does admit that they have experienced some strange things in the house since moving in. But could these guys have caught something ghostly or paranormal on camera though? Check out the user bleachpong on Reddit for the full video and the entire backstory. Tokyo Cemetery. The channel Fourth Wall from Japan uploaded the next video to YouTube a few weeks ago. The short clip appears to show an anonymous person recording something spooky in a cemetery late one evening. The original uploader states that the recorder had heard the sound of cats meowing in the near distance. At least that's what they thought. However, after turning a corner, the recorder pans their phone upwards to catch this on camera. A very faint red or brown light is seen a few feet away in the shape of a figure or person. It's unclear whether this is merely just a reflection of a camera lens or if it's possibly something paranormal, such as an apparition. Neither the recorder or uploader knows what this is, but definitely think it might just be something supernatural. Check out the YouTube channel Fourth Wall for more creepy videos from Japan just like this one. The Abandoned. The YouTube channel Desgastando la Suela from Mexico recently recorded an exploring video inside an abandoned building in what appears to be the middle of the night. In this particular video of theirs, they state that they felt uneasy almost as soon as they entered the building, and were terrified when they caught the following on camera.
Ay, Alberto, mira. Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Alberto, mira. Ay, Dios mío. Alberto. Uy, otra vez el niño.
What looks like a big black mass almost appears to morph or change into different shapes as it glides across the floor in a room at the end of a corridor. The couple are absolutely shocked by this, but pluck up the courage to go running after it. Although, once they get to the location where this thing was, there is nothing to be seen. Till this day, the team of two are still uncertain to what they caught on camera that night. Could this have been nothing more than a regular or homeless person just trying to escape a couple of YouTubers late one evening? You decide that for yourself. Visit the YouTube channel Desgastando la Suela for the full video. What was that? This upcoming footage was recorded by an unknown person and uploaded by a scary compilation YouTube channel. The clip in question shows what can only be described as unusually weird and creepy, and is titled Gnome in Argentina by the secondary uploader. I'm not entirely sure what's going on in the video, but watch it and let me know what you think. Watching this footage, we can see what looks like two people having fun in the evening, possibly playing with a small ball. One of them goes to grab the ball and then gets dragged out of frame. We then see a strange turn of events as a black-like shape starts manifesting as if out of nowhere. It rises up from the ground and moves very quickly to the left. This is one of those potato-like quality videos that just doesn't make sense. I'm sure at the time though, this recording would have been pretty terrifying. The way in which this dark entity comes up from the ground to then morph into something strange is just bizarre. It leaves one question though. What was that? Shadow figure. Dustin and Lisa, also known as the Southcacks, are a paranormal investigative team who record their adventures in an attempt to prove the existence of the other side. In mid-February, they did an investigation out at Lake Shawnee. Dustin and Lisa, along with their viewers, believe that they may just have caught something spooky on camera.
So, the little girl that's here, the object that I'm holding, it kind of looks like a necklace, and you're more than welcome to touch it. It just lets me know answers to questions that I ask you. So, feel free to answer as much or as little as you would like. So, do you like it here at Lake Shawnee? And that's a yes.
The creators behind the Southcack's YouTube channel wrote in the description of the original video that they see a shadow person pacing back and forward. The dark figure is seen in the background on or against a picnic table. Previous commenters have suggested that this unknown figure looks to be quite short, almost the size of a child, suggesting that it could possibly be the spirit of a young girl. But who knows? Definitely a creepy and unexplainable clip. Check out the Southcack's YouTube channel for the full video. English heritage. Berry Pomeroy Castle is a Tudor mansion within the walls of an earlier castle, and is near the village of Berry Pomeroy in South Devon, England. It was built in the 15th century by the Pomeroy family, which had held the land since the 11th century. For decades now, the castle has been named one of the most haunted landmarks in the UK. Over time, visitors to Berry Pomeroy have taken photos that many consider ghostly. This photo was uploaded by the Torbay ghost hunter who runs the Berry Pomeroy ghost page on Facebook. The unknown person said they've been going ghost hunting for over 25 years and caught this image just outside the castle in the 1990s. Back in 2018, a young woman named Chloe caught this on camera while outside the castle with partner Charlie and friends Tyler, Maya, Cody, and Sam just before 1 a.m. It's been suggested that this particular photo shows the spirits of two brothers on a horse rushing by the explorers just out front of the castle. An episode of Sightings, a TV show from the 1990s, aired one weekend featuring this very castle and investigated the old building themselves. This upcoming portion of the episode shows what many think is one of the best paranormal photographs, along with a few stories based on experiences past visitors have had.
Welcome to Sightings. I'm Tim White. With Halloween Fest approaching, there are ghosts and goblins in the air. Well, at least the papier-mâché variety. But in England, there's one ancient site where spirits and apparitions from the past seem to hang around all year long. It's Berry Pomeroy Castle, and it's earned the title of Great Britain's most haunted landmark.
The whole thing really about this place is amazing. The ghosts that occur here.
We had a strange feeling there was something wrong. It just started getting pretty weird.
It's always been very still, as though you're waiting for something to happen.
You learn to control your imagination, because at Berry Pomeroy, if you let your imagination run away with you, you could be a raving lunatic.
In its heyday, Berry Pomeroy Castle hosted princes, kings, and crusaders. But since 1688, no one has wanted to live within these walls. Visitors say there's something evil inside.
It sounded like this.
Ghostly shrieks are heard, ghoulish apparitions are seen, and photographs have captured the dark side of the castle. The crumbling walls of this once great fortress are perched above the desolate moors that blanket southern England. It is a land of ancient superstitions, defiled tombs, and long-abandoned graveyards.
It's just brooding and evil. The evil is there in the atmosphere.
But is it only atmosphere? Sightings has teamed up with Tony Cornell, Great Britain's premier paranormal investigator, for the first in-depth study ever conducted at Berry Pomeroy Castle.
In my view, it's one of the most interesting cases I think I've come across. Basically because so many people have seen things and felt things. You don't get that in all hauntings. You can waste a lot of time. But there's enough evidence that I've heard that we've got to examine this.
Cornell's first step was to gather historical and anecdotal data. He sought out historian Derek Seymour, who has studied the ghostly presences here for more than 70 years.
Every day I thought of this castle. If it was a lovely sunny day, I used to think, I wonder what it's looking like at the castle today. If there was a thunderstorm and the wind was howling, I used to think, oh, I wouldn't like to be at the castle today. Oh, no. The best-known ghost here is the White Lady. And the White Lady is, of course, the unfortunate Lady Margaret, who is seen to walk at the top of the stairs in that tower and down in the dungeon. She is really quite frequently seen.
Folklore tells of two sisters in love with the same man. Lady Margaret, the younger and more beautiful of the two, was imprisoned in the castle's dungeon by her jealous sister. There, she starved to death. Modern-day visitor Anne Benny recalls her encounter with the White Lady.
When we first went down the stairs into the chamber, it was dark, it was damp, and it wasn't a nice place to be. But then this evil presence, you could sense it was evil. I don't know how to describe it any other way, really. And then I heard the footsteps, very quick, very light. And the closer she got, the more panic-stricken I felt. I just wanted to get out of the place and not come back.
Tony Cornell walked the castle grounds with Jack Hazard, the former master stonemason of Barry Pomeroy. It was while working here in 1986 that Hazard captured what many consider the most authentic photographic evidence of a ghostly presence here.
It started to rain, and the wind started to blow, and I thought there was something happening unusual. So I got the disc camera out and I took 5 or 6 shots. And on 5 of the prints, white shapes came out. Whatever they were, I've no idea, but it was a most unusual Sunday morning.
Sightings also heard stories of a haunting blue lady. She is thought to be the spirit of a 14th century Pomeroy who was raped by her father and then bore his child. Legend has it that she murdered the child in a fit of shame and rage.
And this unfortunate child was strangled by the mother, who did not want it, of course. Now, she's quite frequently seen. She's very evil, and people don't like the sight of her at all.
Visitors Simon Day and Tim King believe the apparition they saw on a trip to the castle was the Blue Lady.
What we saw was a figure of an elderly woman. She had a blue dress on, but you could see directly through her, and she was just staring at us. And this noise started.
But when you look in the direction where it actually happened, you can't see a thing. There was nothing there.
It screeched and stopped, and within a second it was in the bush next to us.
There was this really amazing screech.
It scared the hell out of us.
And they felt there that there was a power far stronger than themselves, and became absolutely terrified and went.
Terror also enveloped psychic investigator Bob Dolby, and it would not go away.
I was conducting an investigation expecting nothing at all. I was about to leave when, just by the rampart walls and the stairs leading down, I saw this huge black cloud. And to me, it seemed probably the hugest and blackest, deepest thing I'd ever seen.
Dolby claims the black cloud, what he terms the evil entity, trailed him through the castle, then followed him back to his house nearby. That same night, he tried to use a Ouija board to make contact with the terrifying presence.
Is there anybody there? Aye. Yes. The glass moved erratically around the board, which was very unusual at the time. And then she made herself known. She popped up. Isabel? She struck us as a very evil little girl.
Through the Ouija board, they met a little girl named Isabel, who revealed that she was the bastard child of a disinherited Pomeroy from the 17th century. The Dolbys believe she spoke through the board and then actually appeared hours later in the Dolby bedroom.
I actually went to bed early and left the group downstairs experimenting with the Ouija board, and actually had the experience of somebody sitting on the back of my legs while I was lying on the bed, thinking it was Bob messing about. I told him to get off, turned round, and it was actually a little girl with just a manic grin on her face.
Well, they both came to see me the next afternoon. They were so terrified. And I can tell you that they were frozen with shock.
There are hundreds of stories like these, all pointing to a bizarre force that permeates these ancient limestone walls. For Tony Cornell, these subjective accounts demand an objective investigation.
To me, this is probably, I go farther and say it is, the most haunted castle in England. I'm glad you brought me here. You're opening my eyes, and I think that I should go back and suggest that we get in touch with British Heritage and that we do a serious investigation over a period of time.
There is something pretty potent here. There's a very evil force, and if ever you encounter it on going to Barry Pomeroy, get out quick.
Based on the preliminary findings of our investigation, Tony Cornell believes that Barry Pomeroy Castle deserves a full-scale, long-term study. The problem is access. British Heritage, the trustees of Barry Pomeroy Castle, are not believers and so far have denied all requests for an intensive investigation.
There have been many visitors to Barry Pomeroy Castle that have caught unexplainable things on camera. Is this a hotspot for spirits, apparitions, and paranormal anomalies? Or could there be a reasonable explanation for all of these photos and stories? As always, leave your thoughts on all of this below in the comments section.